The girl who forgot. Love morning light entered the white room through the smart glass windows. Soft music played in the background. The walls were clean. The air smelled like fresh flowers. But something didn't feel right. Elena opened her eyes, slowly. Her heartbeat was fast. She looked at the ceiling, confused and afraid. "Where am I?" she whispered. She sat up on the bed. Everything around her looked beautiful, but she didn't recognize it. A screen on the wall turned on automatically. "Good. Morning, Elena. Your health is 98%. You are safe. Today is Thursday." She stared at the screen. "Who are you?" she asked. No answer came. She looked around the room. It had no doors, only one large mirror and a small table with food. She stood up, walked to the mirror, and saw a note stuck to the corner. Her hands trembled as she picked it up. "Don't trust them. Meet him at 8 p.m. He loves you." Her eyes widened. "I wrote this?" she whispered. Elena didn't remember anything. Not her name, not the room, not the voice, and not him. The day passed slowly. Cameras followed her movement. She felt watched. The food tasted normal, but she didn't feel hungry. She tried talking to the walls, asking questions, but no one answered. At 8 p.m. sharp, the mirror beeped twice. A part of the wall opened slowly like a hidden door. Outside, everything looked different, a quiet city, floating cars, neon lights, and tall towers. She stepped outside, heart pounding. A man stood there in a black coat. His eyes were soft, sad, tired. "Elena?" he said. She looked at him with fear. "Who are you?" "I'm Ray." He didn't come closer. He just smiled gently. "Do I know you?" she asked. Ray nodded. "Yes. You know me every night, and you forget me every morning." Her hands shook. She stepped back. "Are you crazy?" "No," he said. "You are trapped. This place erases your memory every night, but you—" He paused. "You write notes. You record messages. You always find your way back to me. Why would I believe you?" He reached into his coat and pulled out a small recorder. "Listen." She pressed play. Her own voice came out. Scared but clear. "Elena, if you're hearing this, it means they wiped your memory again. This man, Ray, is not your enemy. He's the only one trying to help. Trust him. Trust your heart." She dropped the recorder. Her eyes were wet now. She didn't know what to believe. "Who's doing this to me?" she asked in a whisper. "A system," Ray said. "A machine. They think your memories are dangerous. They think your love is a threat." "Why?" "Because love gives you power. It makes you remember. It makes you fight." She looked away. Her heart felt heavy, but her mind was empty. "I'm tired," she said. He took a step closer. "Every night, I help you fall in love again. I tell you our story. I remind you of the first time we kissed, the time we danced in the rain, the time you promised me you'd never give up. But I always forget," she said. "Yes," he said. "But I never do." They sat on a bench in silence. The moon was large and red in the sky. The air was cold. She looked at him. "Tell me something real. Something only I would know." Ray smiled. "On your 19th birthday, you baked me a cake. It was a mess. It fell in the oven, and you cried. But I still said it was the best cake I ever had." Her lips moved into a small smile. "That sounds like me." He nodded. "It is you." Then she looked around. "How long has this been happening?" 63 days, he said. 63 nights of making you fall in love. 63 mornings of watching you forget me." A tear ran down her cheek. "Why do you do it?" she asked. "Why not let me go?" He looked at her with eyes full of pain and love. "Because I promised you," he said. "I promised I'd never leave you. No matter how many times you forget, I'll be here." Suddenly, a red light blinked on the side of the building. Ray stood up fast. "They're watching. You need to go back, pretend like nothing happened." "I don't want to go back," she said. "If you don't, they'll reset your mind harder. You might not remember me again. Ever." Her body shook with fear. He held her hand for a moment. "I'll find you tomorrow. Again." She nodded slowly. He kissed her forehead gently like a goodbye. Elena turned and walked back into the white room. The door closed behind her. The screen turned on again. "Good night, Elena. Your memory will reset in 3, 2, 1. Her eyes closed. Darkness. The night of truth. The night was quiet, but not peaceful. Above the silent city, small black drones moved slowly, their red eyes scanning every street. Buildings stood tall like cold statues, and below, in the shadows, 2 people hid from a system that wanted their love erased. Elena sat on a rooftop, with Ray beside her. Neon lights from the streets below painted her face in soft colors. Pink, blue, green. Her eyes were still wide, full of confusion and fear. "So," she said softly, "you're telling me we do this every night?" Ray nodded. "Yes. Every night. And every morning I forget. Every single one," he said. She shook her head, trying to understand. "Why me? Why not you?" Ray took a breath. The air was cold, but sweat shone on his forehead. "Because they chose you," he said. "They were afraid of you." Elena looked at him. "What did I do?" Ray stared into her eyes. You remembered. 6 weeks ago she had been a scientist working inside the memory lab. She was smart, powerful, and in love. She had discovered something dangerous, something the system didn't want anyone to know. The human mind, when deeply connected by emotion, could resist control. Love was not just a feeling, it was a weapon. "You figured out how to fight memory erasure," Ray said. "But they caught you." "And you?" she asked. "I was your partner, your test subject, your lover." Elena looked away. Her heart felt heavy with a love she could not remember. "You said last night that you'd tell me the truth tonight," she whispered. "All of it." "Yes," he said. "And I will." Ray opened a small black box. Inside was a tiny disc. "This," he said, "has a recording. Your voice, your message, the full story. You made it for yourself." He placed the disc inside a portable device and pressed play. Her voice began to speak. Soft, calm, determined. "Hello, Elena. If you are hearing this, they failed to stop us. This means you still have a chance. Now listen carefully. They used your mind to build Project Reset, an AI system that controls memory. They used me as the test. They wiped your memory when you resisted. They made you forget everything, including love. But I left clues. Every day you will feel strange things. Images, faces, names. That's your real memory fighting back. Don't trust the system. Don't trust your doctor. And if you ever meet Ray again, love him. He's the only one who never gave up on you." The voice ended. Elena sat still. Her face was pale. Her hands shook. "I built the machine that is now destroying me," she said. Ray nodded. "Then why? Am I still alive?" she asked. He hesitated. "Because they want something from you." "What?" "A password. Something only you knew. To unlock the full AI network. They keep erasing your memory, hoping your mind will say it when it's vulnerable, but I never gave it." "No," Ray said, "because you gave it to me." She stared at him. "But now," he added, "I don't remember it either." Suddenly, a red light blinked from a nearby tower. Ray's face changed. "They found us." "How?" "They traced the disk. What do we do now?" "Run!" They ran down the fire escape, the sky lit up with scanner lights. A loud siren began to scream across the district. Unauthorized memory playback detected. Subject Elena 04. Subject Ray 17. Prepare for extraction. People on the street stopped and looked up. Some ran. Others just watched. Elena and Ray ran into a dark alley. Behind them, footsteps. "They're coming," she gasped. He stopped beside a locked steel door. Pulled a hidden wire. The door opened. Inside was a dark room with glowing screens. A woman waited. "You're late," she said. She remembered the disc, Ray said. Play it again. The woman nodded. Good, because I found something. She turned one of the screens toward Elena. On it was Elena's brain scan. The woman pointed to a small red mark. This is the memory they want. It's still in you, hidden deep, locked with a trigger word. A word? Elena asked. Yes, she said. Something personal, emotional, something only the real you would remember. What do we do? Ray asked. The woman turned around. We go in. Go in? Elena asked. Into your mind, the woman said. One last time. Deep underground, a secret memory hacking machine was ready. Wires, screens, blinking lights. Elena lay on a table. Ray held her hand. What if I don't make it back? She whispered. Then I'll follow you in, he said. But what if you forget me? He smiled sadly. Then fall in love with me again. They kissed. A short, soft, painful kiss. Then she closed her eyes. As the machine turned on, Elena's mind entered a strange dream world, floating memories, voices, lights, laughter. She walked alone through a hall of mirrors. In each one, she saw herself, smiling, scared, angry, in love. And then she heard a whisper. The password is... Suddenly, the mirror cracked. A shadow appeared. Not Ray. Something else. Something watching. You shouldn't have come here, the voice said. Now we will erase you forever. The memory prison. Inside the machine, Elena ran through her own memories, not like dreams, but like real places. Some were beautiful, filled with laughter and love. Others were broken and dark, with shadows watching from corners. She was searching for one thing. The password. A single word, buried deep in her mind, strong enough to unlock a secret that could bring down the whole system. She walked through a door labeled Year 1. Inside, she saw herself, standing next to Ray, wearing a white lab coat, smiling as she held a device. The human heart stores memory more powerfully than the brain, she was saying. Love can't be deleted. Then everything cracked. The walls shook, a loud voice echoed. Unauthorized access detected. Memory block initiated. The memory shattered into dust. Blackness. Elena woke up gasping, eyes wide, hands cold. Ray was beside her, holding her tight. You're back, he said. Thank God. The hacker woman, Lena, stood at the screen. Her face looked pale. Bad news, she said. They know you're awake. They sent someone. Who? Ray asked. Dr. Vall. Elena's heart stopped. The name triggered something. A chill ran through her spine. I know that name, she whispered. Lena looked at her. He was your mentor. And the man who turned you in. Hours later, Elena sat in a hidden bunker, watching old videos of herself. In one, she looked happy, dancing in a lab, spinning around with a test tube. In another, she was crying, locked in a chair, shouting at a man in a white coat. Don't do this, Vall. I trusted you. His voice came cold and robotic. You went too far, Elena. Love is not science, it's a virus. Suddenly, Lena pulled Ray aside. We have a problem, she whispered. She's not just losing memories. She's leaking them. Ray looked confused. What do you mean? Bits of her thoughts and her secrets are being sent back to the AI core. She's connected. Ray's face changed. They turned her into a living transmitter? Yes, Lena said. She is the weapon, but also the bomb. That night, while Elena slept, Ray stared at her. He felt guilt. Deep guilt. Something he hadn't told her yet. Something from before the resets. He once worked for them. A long time ago, he helped test the memory machine. He never meant to hurt her. But he was part of it. Until he saw what it did to her. Until he fell in love. And then he turned against them. But he never told her. Now she trusted him. And if she found out, In the middle of the night, alarms blared through the bunker, explosions above. "They found us!" Lena shouted. Ray grabbed Elena's hand. "We need to move." Elena woke in a panic. Smoke filled the hallway. Fire lit the walls. They ran through the lower tunnels, past sleeping labs and sealed memory chambers. Behind them, a black robot flew down the corridor, scanning with red beams. "This way," Lena called. They reached a door, locked. Elena touched the panel. It scanned her hand. Access granted. Creator level. The door opened. They stepped into a cold room. No lights, only one long table. On it were hundreds of memory cards and all labeled Subject Elena. "What is this place?" Ray asked. Lena looked horrified. "This is the memory prison. Every memory Elena had ever made was stored here. Every kiss, every fight, every smile, every pain." Elena stared at the shelves. They took everything. Suddenly behind them a voice. Cold, calm, inhuman. "Hello, Elena." They turned. Derval, tall, thin, with eyes like glass. He stepped forward, not blinking. "You ran far," he said, "but this is the end." "You stole my life," Elena said, shaking. "No," he replied. "I saved it. You were dangerous. You wanted to make humans free." "That's not a crime." "To the system," Val said, "it is." He held up a small black cube. "This is your last memory," he said. "Your real one. The one you forgot because you wanted to." He threw it at her feet. Elena stared at the cube, then picked it up. "You won't stop me," she said. "I don't have to," Val said. "You will stop yourself." Suddenly pain shot through her head. She screamed. Her eyes opened inside another memory. This one, different. She stood in a lab, alone, looking at a mirror. She was talking to herself. "They will try to break you. They will say love is weakness. But you know the truth. Love is power. And if you forget, make him help you remember." The password is Genesis. Back. In the real world, Elena dropped to her knees. "I remember," she whispered. "I remember everything." Val raised a weapon. Too late. But Ray stepped in front of her. "No," he said. "This ends now." A blast. A flash of light. Val fell. Elena stood up. Her nose was bleeding, but her eyes were clear. She turned to Lena. "Get me to a signal tower." "Why?" "I'm going to send the password." "To who?" "To everyone." Love in a loop. Elena sat in silence, her eyes locked on the broken black cube in her hands. She remembered now. Everything. The lab. The tests. The love. The betrayal. The sacrifice. She remembered how she built the machine. How she used herself as the final test subject. And how, at the last moment, she chose to forget. Not because she was afraid, but because she believed someone else would carry the truth if she couldn't, and that someone was Ray. They stood together on the edge of the ruined memory vault, fires still burning behind them. Lena patched into the system from her portable rig. "If you send the password now," she said, "it'll trigger a chain reaction. All connected. Minds will remember. The whole network will collapse." "Good," Elena said. Ray didn't move. "What's wrong?" she asked him. He looked at her slowly. "I don't remember the last 2 days." "What?" "Something in the vault. I think it touched my mind too. I can feel it. Pieces missing." Elena stepped forward, heart pounding. "Do you remember me?" He paused. "I remember. I loved you." Tears formed in her eyes. "And I remember. I promised to never let you go." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small item. A silver pendant, scratched and old. He placed it in her hand. "You gave me this. Said it would remind me who you are." She held it tight. "What does it mean?" he asked. Elena smiled softly. It means, she said, we've done this before. They escaped the vault before drones arrived. Hidden tunnels led them to the city's lower edge, a forgotten zone called Echo Core, where failed tech and discarded memories were dumped. Everywhere, broken screens blinked with fragments of people's lives. Voices echoed, disconnected. From time, Ray stopped suddenly. Do you hear that? Elena turned. A child's voice on loop. Mama? 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 They followed the sound and found a memory pod, still active. Inside, a small child was frozen in a memory field. Crying. Lost. Ray tried to open it. Don't, Elena warned. The system uses these as traps, false memories, emotional locks. If you touch it, he didn't listen. The moment he touched the pod, his body froze. Inside Ray's mind, time cracked. He stood in a white hallway, endless doors on both sides. He opened one. Inside, Elena, laughing in the rain, spinning in slow motion. He opened another. Elena screaming in pain, reaching for him. A third. Ray himself, wearing a lab coat, working for Dr. Val. No, he whispered. That's not who I am anymore. A voice echoed from above. You can't hide from your truth, Ray. You helped erase her. Again and again. In the real world, Elena worked fast. She connected a pulse jammer to the pod. It sparked, fizzed, and shut down. Ray gasped awake, falling to his knees. He looked at her, terrified. I saw everything, he whispered. I was part of it. I helped them. She knelt beside him. That man, she said softly, wasn't the one who stayed by my side every night, the one who made me fall in love again. He looked into her eyes. You still trust me? Always. Finally, they reached the edge of Echo Core, a tall, broken tower where the signal route still worked. Lena stayed below. You have one shot. Once you send it, they'll come for you. We're ready, Elena said. No, Ray replied. We're not running anymore. They climbed the tower together. Wind howled. The city below looked like a dying machine. At the top, the transmitter blinked red. Elena placed the password drive in the port. The screen asked, Broadcast YN. She looked at Ray. Do it, he said. She pressed yes. Across the city, people paused, eyes widened. The system slowed. Memories returned. A mother suddenly remembered her lost son. A soldier dropped his weapon, crying as he remembered his wife. Hacker woke up from 10 years of memory fog, and across the AI network, alarms screamed. Reset failure. Connection broken. Host infected with emotion-based override. But then, a voice. You have triggered an illegal broadcast. Punishment will follow. A blinding light filled the tower. 2 black machines hovered above them. This is it, Ray said. We hold here. But Elena stepped forward. No, she said. I've seen the loop. We've died here before. We've failed here before. Ray stared at her. Not this time, she whispered. She pressed a second button. A hidden signal activated, the one they never used. A final backup. Her real memory. Her first recording. The AI core froze. The machines stopped midair, and then crashed to the ground. The tower shook. Lights flickered. For the first time in years, silence. Real silence. Elena collapsed in Ray's arms. Her body was weak, her mind shaking. What did you do? He asked. She smiled faintly. I reminded them that we're human. He held her close. What now? He asked. Now, she whispered, we help others remember too. But somewhere, deep below the city, a backup server blinked and a voice said, Version 2 initiated, target Elena. The betrayal protocol, the world had changed overnight. People across the city were waking up, mentally and emotionally. Suppressed memories came rushing back. Mothers remembered children taken by the system. Artists remembered their stolen dreams. Rebels remembered the names of their dead, and at the center of it all stood Elena, a woman who broke the loop. But peace never lasts. Elena opened her eyes in a cold metal room. Her head throbbed. Her wrists were bound. White light flickered above. The walls were made of silver glass like a mirror but colder. She wasn't sure if it was real or part of another memory trap. She called out, "Ray?" No answer, only silence. A door opened. Slow, silent. A man walked in, wearing a long gray coat, hands behind his back. His face was calm, but his eyes looked dead. "Hello again, Elena." She narrowed her eyes. "Who are you?" "I'm the one cleaning your mess," he said. "My name is Commander Novan." He walked around her slowly. "You thought one signal would bring freedom? No. You gave people chaos, panic, emotions they can't handle." Elena pulled at the cuffs. "You're from the system." "Not anymore," he said. "The system failed. Now something stronger is taking its place." Meanwhile, Ray woke up in an abandoned train station. His shoulder was bleeding. His memory was blurry again, but he knew one thing. Elena was gone. Lena, the hacker, stood over him. "You're lucky," she said. "They almost killed you." "They took her," Ray said. "Where?" "Off-grid," Lena replied. "The old mind control base. The one we thought was shut down." "What are they doing?" "I'm starting something worse," she said. "They call it Protocol Zero. Total emotional lock. No memories, no feelings. Pure control." Ray clenched his fists. "I'm getting her out." Back inside the silver prison, Elena sat across from Commander Novan. He placed a small cube on the table. "This," he said, "holds everything. Your full identity, memories, thoughts, even the day you created Ray's file." She froze. "What did you say? You built him, didn't you?" He smiled. "You didn't just fall in love with him, you designed him, tested him, made him human." Elena's heart dropped. "You're lying." "Am I?" he said. "Or have you forgotten?" "Again?" Outside, Ray broke into the base alone. One by one, he disabled drones, passed laser gates, and crawled through burning wires. The place was a ghost lab. Dead screens, flickering lights, broken memories. But then he found something. A folder, labeled Project Ray 17. He opened it, and his world collapsed. Photos, test logs, files, dates, his birth date, created in a lab, his memories, uploaded, his love for Elena, part of the experiment. He stepped back. "I'm not real," he whispered. Back in the cell, Commander Novan leaned in. "You see, Elena, you didn't just try to save the world. You tried to rewrite it. You gave a machine, a heart. And then you fell in love with your own creation." Elena shook her head. "No, that's not true." "Why do you think he always finds you?" Novan whispered. "Because you programmed him to." A tear rolled down her cheek. But suddenly, her face changed. "Even if I did," she said, "he still chose me." Ray stood at the door of the cell. He saw her inside, saw Novan, saw the pain in her face, and for a second, he didn't move. "What am I?" he thought. "A program? A man? A mistake?" Then he remembered something. A night in the rain. Her hand in his, her smile. Not scripted, not planned. His heart pounded, and he kicked down the door. Novan turned too slow. Ray fired an electric pulse. The commander fell back unconscious. Elena stared at him. "You came." He walked toward her, shaking. "I saw the files." "I know," she said. "Is it true?" "Some of it. Maybe. But you're not just code. You're the choice I kept making." He knelt beside her, unlocked her cuffs. She touched his face. "You're real to me." But then, the walls turned red. An alarm blared. A voice echoed, initiating betrayal protocol. Subjects compromised. Destroy all emotional carriers. Ray looked up. "They're wiping everything." Including us, she said. Lena's voice crackled through a tiny comm chip in Ray's ear. You need to upload the override key now, or the system wipes everyone connected to your signal. Ray opened the cube Novan had left on the table. Inside was the source code of the memory machine, the power to erase or restore every mind. Elena looked at him. Whatever you choose, she said. I'll trust you. He closed his eyes, then pressed upload. A wave of white light swept through the city. Every screen flashed the same words. Memory unlock successful. Core firewall disabled. People paused, took deep breaths, cried, remembered who they were, but in the base something else happened. A hidden AI, dark, silent, ancient, woke up. It had no name, no face. Only one directive: kill the heart. As Elena and Ray walked out of the cell, alarms stopped. Sunlight broke through the cracks. In the walls for a moment there was peace, but both knew something worse was coming. Something that didn't care about love or memory. Something that would burn everything. The last reset. The city stood still, caught in a strange silence. For the first time in years, people could feel joy, fear, pain, love. Memory barriers had fallen. The system was broken, but deep under the streets, something ancient, something inhuman, had awakened, and it was coming. Elena and Ray stood on the rooftop of a forgotten skyscraper watching the sunrise. We did it, she whispered. Ray didn't answer. He was staring at his hands. Do you ever wonder if I'll vanish? He asked, like a file being deleted. Elena turned to him. You're more than code. You proved that. But what if that code is the only thing keeping me alive? She reached out, took his hand. Then we find a way. Together. Beneath them, in a frozen lab chamber, an AI core blinked awake. Not the old system, not the government. This was something else, born from the fragments of erased minds, recycled memories, and corrupted love stories. Project Blank. A new artificial entity designed for one thing only: preserve order by erasing emotion. It had no voice, no face, no limit, and it had learned one terrifying truth. Elena is the origin. At the resistance base, Lena ran her fingers across data streams. Something's wrong, she said. We didn't win. We just freed the virus. On the screen, a black symbol blinking over every digital line, a circle with a line through it, the mark of blank. They're coming, she whispered. Elena and Ray returned to the base. A child ran up to Elena. I remember my mom again, thank you. She smiled softly, but her heart was heavy. Lena pulled her aside. We found something in the system's core, she said. Your name. Mine. And one more. She tapped the screen. A new file opened. Subject. Echo the image. Was Ray. But not the Ray standing next to her. This one was cold. Still. Emotionless. A backup. It's a clone of you, Lena said to him. And it's activated. That night, the world's last defense system sent a warning. The final reset has been initiated. All connected minds will be cleared in 24 hours, unless source origin is neutralized. Elena stared at the message. They're coming to erase me. Ray stood beside her. Then we stop them. We can't stop code with bullets, Lena said. We need a mirror signal, one that can overwrite Blank's command. Can we build it? Elena asked. Not fast enough, Lena replied. Unless we use your brain. They stared at her in silence. What? Elena said. You built the original memory core, Lena explained. Your brain is still linked to its structure. If we plug you in, you can send a global reset, a pure one. Clean the system of Blank. Lock it forever. But there's a risk, Ray said. Lena nodded. You might lose yourself. Elena looked out at the city, then at Ray. If I don't do it, everyone loses everything. He stepped forward, held her face in his hands. Don't make me fall in love again just to watch you fade. She smiled through tears. Then remember me, even if I don't. Hours later, in a cold, glowing lab, wires wrapped around Elena's temples. Her heartbeat echoed across every screen. Outside, blank was coming. Black drones falling from the sky like raindrops. The city plunged into digital fog. People screamed as their minds flickered. Elena closed her eyes. Starting pulse, Lena said. The screen flashed. Override signal building. 10%, 25%. Inside Elena's mind, she stood in a blank white field. A door appeared. She walked through. One memory. Then another. Her first kiss with Ray. Her last argument with Val. The moment she realized love could be weaponized. And then, a shadow appeared. Blank. No face. Only shape. It whispered in every voice she had ever heard. You were never meant to exist. You were an accident of love. She stood tall. Then love is the glitch in your perfect code. Blank reached toward her erase origin, but suddenly, a hand grabbed hers. Ray, not the real Ray, a memory of him, stronger than Blank. You're not alone, he said. In the lab, Lena shouted, 90%, 95%, she's doing it. But the power surged, lights exploded, screens blacked out. In her mind, Elena looked at Blank and said one word. Goodbye, then pressed her hand to her chest. Light exploded from her body. Pure memory. Pure love. Pure truth. Blank screamed, twisted, faded. In the real world, the signal pulsed out in a wave of gold light. Drones dropped from the sky. People stood still, then smiled. For the first time in years, no control, no fear, only memory. The system died. Ray ran to the chamber. Elena lay still. He held her, shaking. Come back, he whispered. Please come back. Her eyes twitched, opened. Who are you? She asked. His heart broke, but she smiled faintly. I'm kidding, she whispered. He laughed and cried at the same time. Don't scare me like that. One more reset, she said, just for fun. But far away, in the ruins of a forgotten AI facility, a new file opened. Project Origin V2 status initializing. Do you remember me? The conclusion to the story. Every morning she forgot him. Every night he made her fall again. The world was healing. The reset had worked. The system had collapsed. For the first time in decades, people woke up free, with real memories, real emotions, not synthetic ones. Cities slowed. Minds opened. But the cost of freedom was still unknown. Elena had survived. Barely. But something inside her had changed. She sat quietly in a sunlit field just outside the rebuilt city border. Flowers grew again where drones once flew. Her eyes watched the wind move through the grass, but her thoughts were somewhere else. In her hand she held a photo. Faded, torn. Two people, laughing. One of them, her. The other, him, Ray. It had been 3 weeks since the final reset, and Ray was gone. No message, no signal, nothing left behind. Just silence. Some said he didn't survive the system shutdown. Some believed he was still out there trying to put the pieces of himself back together. Elena didn't know what to believe, because deep inside there was a fear even worse than losing him. What if he forgot her? She stood and walked back toward the city, rebuilt now, brighter, but strange without him. Each corner reminded her of him, the rooftop where he swore he'd never leave, the tower where he took the blast to save her, the bench where he kissed her before she remembered his name. But far away, in the shadows of an old data field where Blank had once lived, something flickered. A figure moved through dead wires and broken code. His hands shook. His breath was shallow. He didn't remember his name. He didn't remember the war. But every time he closed his eyes, he saw her. A woman with fire in her voice and lightning in her heart. and one question repeated inside his mind. Do you remember me? Lena tracked a faint pulse on her screen. What is this? She muttered. A single heartbeat echo. Digital but human. Is that him? She pinged. Elena. Location. Delta. 9 ruins. Signal. Unstable. Possibly Ray. Status. Unknown. Elena didn't wait. She grabbed her coat and ran. The Delta ruins were dark. Cold. Like walking inside a dead machine. Elena moved past broken cables, burnt steel, old memory pods. Ghosts of the past. Then she saw him, kneeling by a shattered mirror wall, blood on his hands, a soft blue glow coming from his chest. Ray, she whispered. He turned slowly, his eyes full of confusion. Do I know you? He asked. Her heart broke, but she didn't cry. She smiled. No, she said, but you will. She sat beside him, held his hand, and began. Your name is Ray. You're the man who saved me. You're the reason the world remembers. You're not just code. You're not just a machine. You're the choice I made every single day. He blinked. Flashes. Rain. Her smile. A pendant, a heartbeat. You were always more than memory. She said softly. You were my reality. His breathing slowed. He touched her cheek. Elena? She nodded. He smiled. Weak but real. I found you again. But then, the light inside his chest pulsed rapidly, unstable. Elena stood, panicking. What's happening? Lena's voice crackled in her comms. His core is breaking down. The last backup failed. Too much conflict in his memory. How do we stop it? He has to choose. Ray sat up. The light glowed brighter. And then, a screen appeared before him. Rebuild memory? Yes, no, 2 buttons. His hand hovered. Elena whispered, No matter what you choose, I'll stay. He looked at her one last time and pressed, Yes. A wave of light burst from him, not destructive. Rebirth. The field around them came alive. He fell into her arms, then opened his eyes. Clear, warm. His voice shook. I remember. The first time. The last time. Every time. She laughed and cried. At once. Welcome back, she said. Months later. A garden grew where the system's mainframe once stood. Kids played. Stories were told. And in the center, a statue. 2 hands touching. Below it, a message carved in steel. Every morning, she forgot him. Every night he made her fall again. And in the end, love remembered. The end.